Oh my gosh, you guys, you have no idea how happy I am to have this package in front of me right now. It was scary. So, this is a big purchase I made recently, and USPS just dropped the ball so hard. Um, the tracking never updated. It took about 2 weeks to get here, and the tracking literally showed that it had never been scanned in by USPS the entire time. And then it just randomly shows up at my house. The tracking finally updated like an hour or two before it actually was delivered. Crazy. Um, Luckily, the seller was cool with me. We talked about it, and you know, he called, and that didn't really do anything. Um, and we thought it was lost. We thought it was gone. But then I realized after talking to some more people, it wasn't just me. There was like I talked to like three other people whose packages were taking weeks, and the tracking had never updated either. So I'm done. I'm done with USPS for expensive knives. I might still use them for like shipping slips and stuff because it is cheaper and it's easily replaceable. I'll just make them a new one if it gets lost or something. But for knives like, I don't know, 200 bucks and over, yeah, I'm using UPS from now on. Um, I'm just done. I'm done with them. So I just peeked inside to make sure it is what I thought it was. I have not been in here at all. I am so freaking excited. This is big. Strider. Oh my gosh. So Strider ships their knives in baggies like this. This is how it would come from Strider. Just in a baggie, that's it. How cool is that? I mean, part of me likes the presentation, a nice box. But part of me is like, man, that's kind of badass. Like, they know the knife is good on its own merits. They don't need presentation. The knife is the presentation. Man, look at this thing, dude. This is the texture I really wanted when I was looking for a Strider. This is called the Gunner Grip. And this particular one is called a DGG, which is double Gunner Grip, meaning it's that same texture on both sides. It's G10 here, titanium here. I just really like this texture. It reminds me of like a chain link fence. Oh man. I have not spent much time with the Strider at all. I think I flicked one briefly at a blade show once, and that's it. So I really have no experience with Strider. This is big for a few reasons. Strider is one of the big and earliest USA manufactured knives. Um, the Holy Trinity, back like in the Blade Forums days, the Holy Trinity was, oh man, look at that blade, was Strider, Chris Reeve, and Hinderer. This was considered the Holy Trinity of USA made knives. And I think probably, there's some others you could add in here for sure. Maybe make it a holy quadruple, whatever. I think you could add Demko in here. I think you could even add McNeese in here probably too. There's a lot. There's more now, but back then these were the big ones. Some people might say Medford too, but I don't really view Medford as like in the same category. Medford makes like a lot of really huge, crazy knives. These are like good performers. These are like actual cutting knives. I know. Medford makes a few thinner knives, but the majority are like big, thick. They almost feel like toys to me. But anyways, this is the Holy Trinity, and I finally own the Holy Trinity. Strider, Chris Reeve, Hinderer. Big. That's big. So let's look at this thing. This is the SNG, which is like the medium-sized Strider. They have a PT, which is smaller than this, and then they have the SMF, which is larger than this. This is the perfect size for me. Man, those ergos are so good. Yeah. I wanted the SNG. Oh my gosh, it's so smooth. What the? Oh my gosh, this is on washers? Oh my lord. I was not expecting it to be that. Okay, we do have a little blade play. How do I even tighten this? What kind of tool is that? Okay, it's a hex on this side. Some kind of spanner on that side. It's larger than the spanner on a hinderer, so I can't use my armorer's tool. I wonder what I can use to tighten that. Can I just use my fingernail? Okay, now it's almost gone. This is a used one. I tried on a couple of the drops at the Strider site. Gosh, that's so smooth. That's insane. But they weren't really dropping an SMG version that I really liked. We need to bend that clip a little bit too. Got a little bit of a tap. So I just and then I saw this one on the blade swap, and I just decided to go for it because it was almost exactly the version I wanted. This clip is so interesting. It only has one screw on it, so it should be able to move back and forth, but they have this little arm that comes off the clip and goes into this hole to prevent that from happening. That's so weird. I never would have thought of that to fix the problem of a moving clip, side-to-side moving clip. So we have the lock bar stabilizer over travel stop, just like a hinderer, and just like an Umnumzan. Very cool. It's kind of hidden on the XM18. You can see it a little better on the Jurassic. Lockup is, pretty early. Striders are known for lock stick. This one has just barely a hint of it. Pretty much not noticeable at all. It's a little off-center. That might change once I figure out how to tighten this. How can I do this? Let me see if I can use my noggin and come up with some way to tighten this thing. What if I just... Okay, now it's spinning. I wonder if I have the correct size Allen. Oopsie. Oh, yeah, it's the same size as on the Umnumzan. Okay. So now can I... Oh wait, can I stick... No. It's just a round hole on this side. It's not a hex of any kind. No, I'm going to have to make something probably. I'm sure they make a tool. That's slightly annoying. I wish it was just a hex on this side. That way it would just be easy. You know what I mean? But what are you going to do? I like how the G10 is kind of like, the backspacer and the show side scale is all one piece here. It's kind of cool. What's another knife that does that? I feel like I was just looking at a knife that had a similar construction. One thing I have heard about this texture is that it can be a pocket shredder. And I can see how there's no flat spot under the clip. It's just resting right on this texture. But man, it just looks too cool that I don't really care if it tears up my pocket a little bit. This is in MagnaCut, unfortunately. But, whatever. It's got external stop pins, just like the rest of these knives on the table. A lot of similarities here. Umnumzan, external stops. Hinderers, external stops. Striders, external stops. External stops are just cool, more sturdy, more you have more support on side-to-side movement. Just more points of contact here. Interesting way they do the sharpening choil too. So you have the choke-up spot, and then the choil is separate from that. A lot of makers will just make it all into one, kind of like the Jurassic or the XM18. It's just all kind of in the same zone. This is separate. Which is kind of cool because, you know, on these ones, there is a chance that you slide forward and cut yourself. It's never happened to me. I think it's pretty unlikely. But this really prevents that. You really can't. I mean, I guess you could if you kind of let go. But if you're gripping the knife, there's no way you're sliding up and cutting yourself on that. Also, I'm kind of impressed at the geometry here. It's not super thick. Let's take some measurements. I don't know why I said it like that. 164 thousandths blade stock. And then behind the edge, we are looking at 18 thousandths there. 18. We go up to 24 toward the tip. Not super thin, but not super thick either. You know, at under 20 thousandths. That's pretty darn good. The ergos are really nice. Really, really comfortable. The way the handle swells at the back just feels really good. I love the stonewash on the blade. I love their logo. It says M Strider on that side, and then on this side you got the logo and the MagnaCut USA. I love that logo. Let me let Floki out. He's whining. I took a chance letting him stay in here. Look at these USA-made badass knives, man. Look at this. Yeah, so far really happy. You know, we'll see. I'm not sure what they harden their MagnaCut to. I'll have to look. Hopefully it's, you know, an appropriate hardness. Can't wait to start carrying and using this thing. I'll do a cut test for sure. I'm blown away at the smoothness. Really smooth washer knife. Can I thumb flick it? Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta even use that as a thumb stud almost, the stop. But I think it's easier from the hole. Yep, good reverse flick. It's not like insanely snappy, but it's not sluggish either. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's sluggish at all. Oh, that was my bad. I just feel like this ring is kind of messing with my ergos here. Yeah. Yeah. This feels great. This feels really good. Well, there you go, folks. The Strider SNG. I was watching another video on someone that knew more about Strider than I did, and apparently, back, you know, in like the late '90s, early 2000s, they stopped doing this texture, and so the Striders that had the texture were very, very sought after because they weren't making them anymore. So very, very expensive on the secondary. You know, you really couldn't find them very easily at all. And then, I don't know when, but somewhat recently they started doing it again. So, and I'm glad that they did because I think it looks so cool, man. It's really different than a lot of textures that we see. You know, a lot of these textures are kind of more, they're tighter. They're just tighter. But the, you know, the space in between the lines here is kind of large. Also kind of reminds me of a golf ball a little bit. Big old hardwares. The body screws are hex, or Torx, I mean, sorry. I'm not sure what size. It looks like maybe a, what is this, 15? It's not that big. It's probably a 10. Let's see. Here's a 10 right here. Yeah, it's a 10. Cool, man. Well, cut test coming up. We'll see how I like it. You'll see some updates after I carry it for a while. Thanks for watching. Like the video? I'll see you next time. Oh, also it's really light. I'm kind of surprised how light it is. I guess because the backspacer is integral to the G10, so there's no extra weight there with like a titanium backspacer. Let's weigh it real quick. I forgot to do that. 3.9 ounces. The Jurassic is 5.8. Damn. That's with the titanium showside scale. Unim's on 4.9. XM18 with the titanium show side scale is 5.7. Yeah, this is definitely the lightest of all three of these. Very nice and light. Awesome. Love it. Thanks for watching. See you later.